Welcome to another episode of Cup O Joes. This is like our almost 40th episode, I think. Is that right?
Higher?
Might be higher than that.
Might be higher than that.
I know I missed a couple weeks here. So if you take 7 out of 52, what's that?
Like 45.
Okay, so let's call it 45. So that's why I say 40. Still an accomplishment, a feat nonetheless. Welcome to Cup of Joes. We get your daily Cup of Joe from a couple of Joes. Today, we're going to be talking exclusively about Steve Nash. Now, this brings up an interesting point about the internet and just how shit works. If you wanted us to talk about nice, pretty positive stuff, then make that shit go viral. If you want us to talk about some crazy shit, and that's the fucking shit that pops off, then we're going to talk about some more crazy shit, which is always fun for us. Also, never presented it as a full fact. I was telling him the story as I heard it when it came out. There's still no real, things around it. The people are saying, Mateo's white, Mateo. I don't even know if Mateo's the son we're even talking
I
about.
haven't even looked him up.
I don't even know if we're talking about that. I didn't mention any names. Also, people got mad that I called it a baby or a baby it, which is weird to me. But hey, the English language, I was talking to my wife about it the next day. I was like, hey, just tell me if the sentence sounds weird. And I gave it to her and she's like, what? This part? I'm like, no, okay, so it doesn't sound weird.
No. Just people trying to figure out something to...
Yeah, be afraid or pissed about.
I did think it was funny that every time we do something super controversial and completely maybe wrong...
Yeah.
Huge views.
Huge views, and people want to correct it so much.
We can talk absolute, facts, and we're giving good information. Not a fucking person watches.
Yeah, what with the fucking news? We don't do that here. We would disclaim every part of our show with we're fucking idiots. Like, you should not listen to us for fucking truth, and we are not held to the same standard as a journalist. I was just recalling that we are 15 years ago.
Or maybe we are.
Yeah, you can hold us to that, but you're going to be fucking disappointed.
Depends which news organization you're...
Well, sure. Anyhow, so that was fun, though. It was really fun. I did have AI dig up a bunch of other NBA rumors that we can talk about. Actually, let's start off the pod with some of them.
Perfect.
Because they're fun. Now, my ChatGPT app got upgraded to the one with vision now, which is really cool. So maybe we'll do some things with that too. It can see now. So you can have it recording you or something on the table and be like, hey, what is this? Or if I want to fix an engine part and I don't know where the fuck that part is, I can have it look at my engine and be like, hey, show me where the fucking engine part is.
I think with the update, they dumbed down the free version because I was trying to fuck with it today and I was about ready to throw my computer out the fucking window.
It's to pay, baby. You got to pay to play. It's America.
I'm like, do this simple thing. And then I had to start cussing at it. I was like, no, you fucking idiot. Not even close.
And then with their new IO model, which is the reasoning model, it's really fucking getting crazy now. We're going to launch something in our agency pretty quickly, which is really fun. It's basically an AI receptionist. Picks up the phone, takes the customer service issue, creates a task for you, and then when you complete the task, it emails or texts the person you completed the task.
Oh.
We never have to talk to these motherfuckers. We love our clients, but
you're not watching.
You're also not watching this. It gets a bit much sometimes when 100 people call you in a day and you want to talk about some shit. So,
yep,
it's helped us out amazingly. So, here is what it came up with for some NBA rumors. Now, we all know that ChatGPT hallucinates as well, so this might be real fun. I didn't ask it not to hallucinate, which is fascinating to me as well. Hey, don't make shit up. Oh, okay.
The prompt was pretend like you're on an ayahuasca journey. And
speaking of an ayahuasca journey, I believe today is the day that the Aaron Rodgers documentary comes out.
Yeah, I've seen a ton of clips off of it.
Yeah, I couldn't be less interested.
Yeah.
I really couldn't.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think it would have been more interesting had he had a successful season, but with how unsuccessful it was, I'm less interested.
Yeah. Okay. So, they came up with some pretty good ones. Okay. I made it 20 of them, I think, so we'll only read a couple of them. Michael Jordan's 1993 secret suspension, the year off that he took. Some people, so the summer of 1993 was supposed to be another celebratory moment for Jordan, fresh off his third consecutive championship with the Chicago Bulls, but instead he shocked the sports world by announcing his retirement to pursue baseball. Behind the scenes, whispers grew louder, was this truly about chasing a childhood dream or a secret suspension imposed by the NBA due to his alleged gambling activities?
He Pete Rosed it.
Yeah, Jordan and former Commissioner David Stern have repeatedly denied these claims, yet the timing of his departure and return 2 seasons later left fans lingering questions. The rumors became legendary, and what ifs abound to this day.
Yeah, he Pete Rosed it for sure.
So you think he was betting on himself? Because that's what Pete Rose did, right? He bet on himself.
Yeah, Michael Jordan doesn't have it in his DNA to bet against himself.
Right. That's true. Should that be allowed to bet on your fucking self? I get it if you're betting against yourself. If you're betting on yourself, yeah, you should have to. Half your fucking salary should be
your salary. Half your game check is bet on.
Did we just fix the NBA?
There's not going to be any nights off. There's no tanking.
No nights off. And if you're taking nights off, get the fuck out of here. We got guys that want to make money. I heard that about Giannis, too. He was like congratulating some of the two-way player guys because he gets to buy his house in Iowa now. So it does mean a lot to some players, and you see him playing really hard. But they should be playing that hard. All the time. Why are you playing that hard all the time? What are we doing? Huh?
The NBA is really, really, really struggling right now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God.
We need some new stars.
Yeah. With the Michael Jordan thing, same thing as LeBron James. Like, they cannot admit that Michael Jordan was doing something that would question any legitimacy.
Yeah.
Just like with LeBron, there's no way they can ever come out and be like, yeah, he tested positive for steroids like 45 times.
There is a thing about steroids, too. I'll find that one. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson's secret pact. I don't know if this is so much a conspiracy, but Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were fierce rivals on the court, battling for championships and supremacy in the 1980s. However, rumors surfaced that the two stars had an unwritten agreement to keep the rivalry alive and never join forces in the NBA. While both players denied such a pact, their off-court friendship added fuel to speculation. So did they knowingly not play together to fuel the rivalry and keep basketball more relevant? It was harder to, I think, join forces at that time too, based on contract and all that shit too.
If that was actually a conscious decision that they made, they are genius.
Yeah.
That's the complete opposite of what has happened in the NBA now.
Yeah.
Everyone's too friendly. There's no real rivalries. There's no actual hatred.
Yep.
It's
a soft league now. It's a
very soft league.
People say that.
Except for Draymond.
Yeah,
he's still holding it down for us.
There are layers in this league. Well, that's what Draymond said, is that they took out the enforcers, but the bullies are still in.
Right.
So people who are being stupid are there, but nobody would be like, hey, fucking stop being stupid.
Right.
All right. David Robinson tanking the Spurs. So in 1996-97, the San Antonio Spurs experienced an unprecedented downfall after David Robinson suffered a back injury. The team's poor performance, very poor performance, landed in the number 1 pick, which was Tim Duncan. So rumors spread that the Spurs may have exaggerated Robertson's recovery timeline to tank the generational talent and get him. So I don't know. I would fucking do that. I don't know if that's a huge
It makes sense for this last one for like Wemby. I wasn't around for that time. Or I was around, but
it was live.
What year was that? Like 96?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was only
4, 5.
Yeah, I was only like 6 years old. Was the hype around Tim Duncan that big that it would have been worth it to tank his season? I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember him being, I mean, I wasn't necessarily that as into it basketball as I am now, but was I like 14? 96, 82? Yeah. 12. So he was definitely good once he got there, and he was going to go number 1. I don't know if it was huge hype, but he was definitely going number 1.
Yeah.
So it would have been worth it to do it for sure. I don't understand this one. Larry Johnson's grandmama. He has a grandmama persona, apparently, in the 1990s. Let's not even touch that one. There's a couple in here about some deaths, too. Drazen Petrovic was one of the NBA's rising international stars when he tragically died in a car accident in 93. And rumors emerged questioning the circumstances of the car crash, while some speculated foul play or negligence. While the official reports confirmed it was an accident, the shock of losing such a talent, and suddenly left fans searching for answers. So they were like, he was too good. Yeah. I don't know if that would be an actual controversy. He's probably just a tragic accident that people, again, were trying to explain.
There was another one of those what year was that? Some huge, like, he was going to be drafted number 1.
Oh, yeah, I think, hold on, let's see if that's in there too. No, it's not. I remember that too.
I don't remember who it was, but
Lynn Bias. Oh, okay. Here's another one. This is a good one. You're probably around for this one. I think it's the only trade ever vetoed as well.
Yeah.
The Chris Paul to the Lakers trade veto.
Mm-hmm.
2011, blockbuster trade was set to send Chris Paul to the Los Angeles Lakers, teaming him with Kobe Bryant. But in the 11th hour, then NBA Commissioner David Stern vetoed the trade, citing basketball reasons. The move sparked conspiracy theories that Stern wanted to prevent another Lakers dynasty or protect smaller markets. So to this day, the veto remains one of the most controversial decisions in NBA history. I think it's the only one, too.
Yeah, I think it was terrible.
Yeah, why not let them play together?
Mm-hmm. And why not do it later on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not ever do it again? Yeah.
Right.
There was something going on there.
And there's been a lot that's happened since that trade.
So much that, like, that's so much worse to that.
Right. Like allowing the Warriors to get Kevin Durant.
Uh-huh.
The Heat dynasty.
Yeah. There's been so much shit.
So much.
Shit, you had the Pistons that had sent 5 players to the All-Star game, too.
Yep.
All right. Let's do some recent ones. Jimmy Butler has some controversy right now. There's some trade speculations. He was speculated to come to us, the Houston Rockets, the Phoenix Suns. However, Butler's agent, Bernie Lee, vehemently denied these claims, leading to the public dispute with NBA insider Shams Charania. Is that how you spell it? Or say it? Lee accused Charania of fabricating stories, while Charania stood by his reporting, asserting its accuracy. So he doubled down on it. Weird.
Interesting.
So maybe that's just problems between Jimmy and his management, or
Just gonna say it's like publicist or whatever.
yeah, or something going on behind the scenes with them saying we want to keep this shit quiet. I don't know why they would, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I did not know this.
Someone, hang on. I'm just reading a comment that someone got on ours.
Right now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Steph Curry career average is 42%. In 2011/12, league 3-point percentage made was 22%. There's no way it was that low.
22%? No, it's been the same, like 32% for.
And he says now the league percentage made is 39%. There's no way it's that high, and there's no way it was that low. And if so, maybe you're cherry picking a half of your.
Hey Siri, what is the league average of 3-point percentage? Since 2015, the NBA league average in 3-point is usually formed around 35 to 36%. If it exceeds 40%, it's the best A-class 3-point shooter in the league. If he's 45%, he can be the best of all time. So the league average is 35 to 36 since 2015 for the last 10 years. I don't know where the fuck he's getting 22%. Maybe that's this year? Hey, sorry, what's the league average for 3-pointers in 2024, 2025 in the NBA? Actually, let's ask ChatGPT. Fuck that. Fuck Siri. Let's have a conversation. Yeah. Welcome. You're on the podcast with us today.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. What's on the agenda for today's episode?
Can you describe Joey for me? You can see him right now, right?
I'm not able to see or identify specific people in a video.
Oh, people. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Can you tell me what the average 3-point percentage for the NBA is this year?
The average three-point percentage for the NBA this season is around 36.5%. Grayson Allen led the league with a 46.1% three-point shooting percentage.
Okay, so we're doing facts.
All right. And this is pulling up from statmuse.com right here. 3-point percentage made per decade. In the 80s, it was terrible. 28.
Nobody took them into, yeah.
28.9. Agreed. Horrible. However, in the 90s, 34.7%. 2000s, 35.6%.
Yep.
2010s, 35.6. Right now, 36.1. It's
been the same.
Deviated by less than 2 points.
Yep. And what's Steph Curry's average lifetime? She's thinking. This is great. Great podcast.
Is this the new?
Sure thing. Curry's lifetime average three-point percentage is around 42.7%. Quite impressive.
Fucking elite. Now, that's why people can't play like him. If you're shooting 10% less, it doesn't work. So, commenter, we love you. Thank you. We appreciate you. And even though we get...
He's probably the 2% that is off of the median that has always been.
Yep.
He's probably accountable for that 2%.
He might be. Yeah, we might be alone accountable for that. Yeah. So yeah, been the same. I mean, we talked about it before. The game can get better. There's been some controversy over the All-Star game too, with the new format, where it's a 2-day or 1-day thing where 4 teams play or 3 teams play or whatever the fuck. See, I don't even know what it is.
4 teams.
4 teams are gonna play. They're picked by players. They're drafted by them. People get money. It's supposed to be more competitive. I don't know. What do you think?
I think the NBA needs to get out of the gimmick game. I think that they're trying really hard to make money, but I think they're just coming up with a bunch of gimmicks, whereas like the NFL doesn't do that. They do have poor decision making. Like I don't like the Pro Bowl flag football game. I think that's a gimmick in my opinion. Their rules sometimes suck. Like the kickoff rules now are terrible.
Yeah.
But I think that they are trying so hard with like the inner league cup game and changing up the All-Star game to be something insane.
I watched the cup game last night. It's fine.
I heard it was very low attended.
It was a competitive game. It was within 1 point for the most of the game, which is really cool to see. But again, I'm watching it like, why do they not play this hard all the time?
I think that's what it does, is it exposes like, this is, and that's what the playoffs do as well. NHL playoffs are exactly the same way. It's like, you
guys are super elite.
Good.
Yeah, you guys are crazy elite. You're not making any mistakes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something that to be said for shortening the fucking season. Like, you just make it half of what it is. Like, I get that you would lose a lot of TV money. Contracts would probably go down, but you would save the league, though. You would save the motherfucking league. And dudes that are coming in that haven't got $500 million are going to be okay with getting 120. So, shorten the season up, shorten the playoffs up, go back to the fucking 5-game series in the beginning, and everybody can be healthy, play their hardest all the time, right? I don't know.
A lot of people have been talking this week about expanding out the 3-point and eliminating the corner 3.
So eliminate the corner 3 altogether, make that a 2, so that shot isn't taken. You're going to be driving, you're going to be cutting off that now.
And the 3-point is it's only going to be coming from the top, so it's easier to defend that.
And expanding it too? Like pushing it further back? Or keeping it where it is and then just...
I think actually just...
It'd be further out.
I think just eliminating the bench side, so just wherever that arc continues, not cuts in, just continue
keeping it going. That's interesting.
I believe in more of the... let's expand the court by about 5 to 10 feet, which
do that too?
Is logistically and probably a nightmare. It's expanded out. Yeah, probably is.
I mean, they got more space down there too. I think an NHL court is bigger than and they put those in the same fucking arena.
Yeah. So. Expand it out. Expand out the 3-point. Expand the court. You're going to have more room. I think that would make things
Yeah, you could do that too. I heard somebody say, I think it might have been Bill Simmons or somebody, say that in the last minute or last 2 minutes, the first free throw should count as 2 points.
Yep.
Easy fix. You could do that. It used to be 3 for 2. Now we just do regular. You could do that. If you miss the first one, you get to take the second one. But if you make it, you got 2. Moving on. I think that would cut out 30, 40 minutes at the end of the game. No, not 30, 40 minutes, but it would cut out a significant amount of time. You cut out a third of the time that it takes.
And the other thing I like about that is you're going to be hard pressed to foul guys that actually suck at free throws because all you got to do is make your first one.
Yep.
Just key in for that one. If not, you still got that second one, but I don't think that'll help their averages. But
Yeah,
I think it'll discourage just fouling certain players. Or
that's true.
whatever.
Yeah. So
I think within the last 2 minutes, though, this would be controversial. In the last 2 minutes of the game, you can send whoever you want to the free throw line. So Draymond Green gets fouled.
Yeah.
In the last 2 minutes,
Doesn't matter.
We're sending Steph.
Cool. So it stops you from fouling.
Yep.
Yeah, just play defense. Just fucking play. I mean, there's certain points where you have to because there's not time left on the clock, but we're talking under 24 seconds when we're having to do that.
Yep.
So I don't think that's what people are complaining about. It's more the last 3 minutes of the game.
Right.
All good ideas. We said them here first. So if there's any commission or whatever,
It's like an advisory role.
absolutely.
We'll even share a salary.
Go back to the other ones that were more recent. None of these are obviously as risque as the stories that we brought to you earlier, the last podcast, but this is what ChatGPT thinks controversial means. Oh, this is interesting, right? So the next one that was on here was a debate over NBA's embrace of three-point shooting. So as of December 2024, the NBA faced growing criticism over the league's increased reliance on the three-point shooting. Fans and former players, including Shaquille O'Neal, expressed frustration calling the game unwatchable due to the homogenization of offensive strategies. Wow. Big words there, Shaquille O'Neal, you fucking PhD. Commissioner Adam Silver, damn it, did it again, acknowledges these concerns and hinted at potential rule changes to diversify offensive play. Statistics show that over 50 players were shooting 40% or better from beyond the arc. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy, though. 50 players in the league are shooting 40% or better?
That's how real bad the other 60% are.
Okay, so with teams like the Boston Celtics attempting more than half of their shots as three-pointers, the game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors set a record with a combined 48 made three-pointers. Despite these impressive numbers, viewership had declined by 50% since 2012. 50 fucking percent. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about 21% declines over the last couple of years, and I think it's up to 30 now, but 50% over the last 10, 14 years, we've seen sports go away. You better get your shit together.
Oh,
When's the last time you fucking watched boxing?
Yeah, 100%. That used to be a thing.
Mike Tyson era?
He still brings it. Mike Tyson still brings it, but no one else does.
Yep.
And that's kind of the situation that we're looking at with basketball. Who is going to carry the league when LeBron leaves? There's no one. There is not a player.
There's not anybody out there right now. I mean, the players that are there are going to be right on his tails of leaving too. Like everybody that's a true star in the league right now is old as fuck.
5 years.
Yep.
No one will be here.
Max. I mean, you got to start building. Like you have some Anthony Edwards out there. You have some other people that might be able to get to that spot, but none with the type of clean-cut image that LeBron and Steph had, that were just 100% marketable on every fucking level.
I think it's even a step further. It's not that you just have to be a good basketball player or a likable one. As we've seen in the WNBA,
Yep.
You need to bring controversy. Just like when we say something that everyone disagrees with, that's
Everybody
the only
wants
time
to
someone
listen to
watches.
Yeah.
If you don't bring controversy, it doesn't matter how likable you are. It doesn't matter how good you are.
Unless your controversy is that I'm so good, I'm just fucking everybody up, because that can be it too.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was able to do
Right.
that. LeBron James was able to do that.
Caitlin Clark is doing that right now. I just saw a stat on her too. Just want to get this out there that there's like this new number, and I want to see this in the NBA too, called like points that you create, right? So if it was you made a pass to create a point, or your gravity even created that open opportunity for the point, and they did it with statistical categories for everybody going back into the past. And they're like, Diana Taurasi was one of the best at this. She was at 28 and did for the league and everything. And they said, Caitlin Clark is, boom, up here. 35.8 points per game she's responsible for. Not that she's making, but her being on the court is creating those opportunities.
That's insane. I wonder what Steph says.
I want to see it too. I want to see
Steph and LeBron, I bet, are like insane.
KD and probably Jason Tatum and those players too would be insane. But Steph's got to be fucking nuts if they're including gravity in there.
The gravity, yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. So it's not like she's not a generational talent like you motherfuckers are trying to say she's not. And never has made a mistake as far as I'm concerned. In all the controversy that surrounds her, she always says the right fucking thing.
I think she fucked up in the interview though.
Oh, did you? Well, I didn't see this, so what'd you say? You see that person that they thought the entire league should be on the cover?
So that's kind of what I was gonna say.
Oh, did she? She was like, oh, well, maybe. No, fuck that.
No. Basically, that's exactly what she said.
Okay, so
not
necessarily a fuck up, but she was too far on the. Oh yeah, maybe that should happen kind of side.
So on one side, Shayla Johnson, co-owner of the Washington Mystics, criticized the decision, suggesting that highlighting a single player in a team sport could foster resentment and overlook the collective talent within the WNBA. Johnson proposed that time could have featured the entire league to acknowledge the diverse talent pool.
It's called Athlete of the Year, first of all.
Exactly. It's Athlete of the Year, number one.
Not team, not league.
Yes.
Not duo.
She already garners the resentment from the entire league already.
Just ask Cheryl.
And no one gave a fuck about the WNBA until Caitlin Clark arose.
True.
Nobody did. The reason why the WNBA is relevant,
but on the masses. On the masses, she broke the fucking mold.
Yeah, absolutely. So Clark addressed the discussions around this and recognized, she emphasized the importance of acknowledging the contributions of Black players who significantly shaped women's basketball. Clark stated, as a white person, there's a privilege. The more we can appreciate that, highlight the talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. Okay, so here's my issues with it.
Yeah.
Number one, Caitlin Clark brought the recognition. I think there are talented players. I think they're better players.
There's always better.
Asia Wilson is better than Caitlin Clark today.
You think Larry Bird was the best player in the league when he was like? You think Magic Johnson was the best player in the league?
No.
You think Michael Jordan was the best player in the league? He might have had a guy on his team that was better than him, Scottie fucking Pippen. But Scottie didn't get no fucking contracts.
So the big thing was, she basically felt like she had to say, hey, this league has been built on the backs of Black players, and I need to recognize that. Here's my issue with it, though.
Yeah.
I do not remember Serena Williams having to say that about white players.
Sure.
About tennis. I don't remember Tiger Woods saying about anything about that when it came to golf. It doesn't have to be about race.
It doesn't.
Viewers love who they identify with,
Absolutely.
whoever brings the controversy, whoever brings the ratings. This time around, it just so happens to be that she is white.
Right.
Tiger Woods is my favorite golfer of all time. And many people...
Charlie Wood's mine. No controversies yet. He's only 15, I think.
Most people under the age of 70 would probably say the same thing, that Tiger Woods is why
you should.
Is why I started to like golf. Same with Serena Williams. Patrick Mahomes would be that for kids now.
Yeah.
Um,
In a predominantly white sport, is what you're saying.
right.
Yeah.
And that's the argument that of like it doesn't have to be a white player. It doesn't have to be
No, it can just
anything.
be a player.
It just needs to be a player. It doesn't. Race, I don't think plays a part in this, and this is something we've said many times on here. And I have always forgot the fact that Tiger Woods and Serena Williams did what they did for sports that were predominantly white before.
I get what you're saying for sure. I get from her perspective, she's always going to give that most political, safest,
For sure.
going to hit all the points and get it exactly. She's always done that. She's very PR conscious and trained.
Yeah.
So for her, that was like fucking nailed that.
And on the other hand, she still fucking took the honor.
Of course. Of course.
Instead of like, hey, let's do a whole WNBA thing, it was like, yeah, I'll fucking take it.
Yeah, definitely. It's called Athlete of the Year. If I was presented with something like that.
Yep.
First time, I think, not a woman athlete, right? First time anybody in the WNBA has been on there.
First time anyone won the WNBA.
Maybe that's the deal. If there was more people in the past, but there was no light on it.
Right.
Without the light, we can't,
Yeah, let's go back in time. Anyone comment below if you think there was ever a time that a WNBA player should have been over whoever was actually picked, and we'll have that argument.
Yeah.
I've not looked, so if anyone has an argument, let's do it.
You also might be right? Like that year that
100%.
Diana Taurasi did do that shit, maybe. Maybe that's the year that we... Yeah,
For sure.
I'd love to see that.
Let's look at the stats, though, of whoever did win. We'll compare.
Absolutely. All right. So this is, we're going to call that the stat corner. Where we look at stats instead of tats.
Oh, what else we got? What else do we got?
Do we have any NFL controversies? We could ask ChatGPT for that too.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any.
Give me 10 NFL ones. I mean, the obvious ones are like Aaron Hernandez. And did you watch that, by the way?
I have not seen that one yet. See all the UFOs and
Oh yeah, let's talk about those.
what do you think?
I think first of all they have no fucking idea of what they are or where they're coming from. Because if they did, they wouldn't be saying shit like they are.
I think they know exactly
And they
what
know
they
what-
are, and they
Did you
just
tell you?
yeah.
That the only reason to do that was because that there's a fearful response that would happen if so.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think for an adversary or?
I think it's more like people vying for contracts, like government contracts, and they're trying to show off what they can do.
So NASA or somebody said that NASA was behind it and not telling other government agencies. All this shit is speculation at this point.
Right.
I mean, I want to see one, and I know like it's very, I don't want to say easy. There are lots of manned drones
Mhm.
that are available to the general public. Like you can
Oh, yeah,
buy,
for
you can buy
for
one
sure.
for $30,000, have it right now, take off. The FFA doesn't want you to, but China will ship that shit to you right now. You know that Wayfair?
Yeah.
You can probably find one on fucking Temu.
Yep.
I wouldn't suggest flying in that bitch.
It's not very.
Yeah. You can buy a little mini Jeep off Temu for $39. Supposedly street legal. Just know it's going to be mini. But I think we'll get to the point where we'll have things like that and
Oh, yeah.
we'll be able to fly around. And you might be right, being able to show off that you can go, get past security systems like they want you to do and vie for a government contract might not be a bad theory right there. I like that one.
I think there's been some insane reactions to it. Like some news, I don't know if it was Fox or CNN or one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Were filming something like, oh my God, look at this. This is insane. It was fucking Venus.
Right?
They're filming fucking Venus.
It's amazing how much people don't know about like science.
Yeah. It's just like,
You see those people that tried to go prove the earth was flat again?
yeah. When they went down to Antarctica.
These motherfuckers every single time. They've done it with that little theory. We've talked about this on like podcast before too.
No, it's flat as fuck.
Look, there's no 24-hour sun. They fucking film it.
So anytime I see something like this, I'll fuck with Taylor. I will go full on. No, it's fucking. And It's flat as fuck. Like, there's a firmament. Like,
We're on the back of a turtle's back. The best explanation it made sense to me, besides all the multitude of scientific proof, was don't you think that if there was the edge of the earth, we wouldn't have sold that shit as a tourist place? There would be so much chick around. Come to the edge of the earth, get your dicks. And no rules here at the edge.
it's an ice wall, and there's some shit behind it. There's some continents we've never seen before.
Yeah, there's woolly mammoths over there.
Oh shit!
Shit like that is so fun.
But Tia doesn't understand it because she doesn't like argument or like confrontation at all.
So she'll just be like, "Oh, okay."
And like, so I'll get into it, and she'll be like, "Okay," and I was like, "I don't believe any of that."
Just like in her head, she's like, "I might have to murder him in his focus. Just stab this man in his neck."
Oh shit! I just saw something on TikTok. Do you see this guy? He got a Tinder date, and he goes over to a house.
Okay.
She convinces him to come over, which I'm sure was real fucking tough.
And this has always been a thing for me. Like, these people are still strangers. Just because you met them on a fucking app and talked to them for a couple minutes,
Yeah.
they're very much strangers.
This has not been. I have not verified any of this, but I saw it on
Just
TikTok.
like
So
everything we fucking say.
this is a real thing.
This is 100% facts. Keep going.
So she goes over to the house,
Yep.
or he goes over to the house.
Okay. She invites
He goes over to
him
the
over.
house,
Got it.
and she gives him a blowjob, whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, fucking great date. We're definitely gonna have a second date. She's like, hey, can we go into the room? And he's like, nah, I'm actually trying to get out of here. And she pulls a knife on him.
Okay.
And she's like, lay on the bed. And fucking cuts him.
His dick?
His shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Like swung at him, like he's bleeding all over the place. And then she starts yelling at him for getting blood all over the fucking bed. And she's like, get the fuck in the bathtub. And he's naked. And at some point, he got tied up. So I don't know if that was like a sexual thing or what.
Sure.
You know, everyone's got their
Yeah.
things.
More power to him.
So she, at some point after he's like done bleeding, he's got cuts all over him. She's like, hey.
She's been like slicing him up.
Yeah.
Not stabbing necessarily, but
No. Slice. So at some point, she's like, hey, you know what? All right, you can come into bed with me. But you gotta like cuddle me. Fucking women.
bleeding.
Yeah. So he does. And at some point she passes out and lets go of the knife, and he's able to like,
We
that
got
little like thing that we all do. Gets the knife, and at some point he like knocks over to the table or something like that. She wakes up and starts chasing the motherfucker. He runs out the door. He's in the parking lot, naked, bleeding, tied up, fucking yelling through the apartment complex, help me, help me, help me. And they finally get her, arrest her, and she goes to jail.
Wow.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. I'm into it, but
I would have for sure stabbed that bitch.
sure.
As soon as she went to sleep, I would have, she dropped the knife, I would have picked the knife up and just slowly watched the life bleed from her eyes. Fuck that. And I've been completely justified for doing it.
Would have been one of those things of like, prove that you didn't do all that shit to yourself. And you've just been like, yeah, fuck, that's a hard thing to prove. You know what? I need to stand out naked.
That's true. In this era.
Yeah, I need to stand out naked yelling.
And then I'll stab this bitch as she running happy for those witnesses. Not a bad idea, sir. Not a bad idea.
So again, none of that was verified, but I saw it on TikTok, so
Yeah,
I'm sure it's real.
Has to be true. And if it's not true, I'm going to have to comment multiple times that it isn't, and for you to check back, sir.
People are going to do that right below
I
here.
love it. Please do. And here's what you stupid fucks don't realize. All you're doing is making that post go further and further and further.
So keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Keep being down. I love it. Again, not understanding how technology works. It's not a thumbs down button where it just doesn't get shown to anybody. And actually, the thumbs down buttons will get shown to more people because just like anything else, as we've been talking about too, like a good review is hardly out there. A terrible one you can find anywhere because bad news travels fast. We want to talk about a bad experience. We don't want to be like, hey, if we came on this podcast and we're like, hey, last week everything I did went perfectly. Everything I said and did just fell into place, and I'm just so happy. And like my life is going so well. What the fuck is that?
Yep.
But if I talk about Steve Nash's supposed or Jason Richardson's supposed son,
It's Jason Richardson's son.
Jay Rich, come on the cast and prove us wrong. If you don't,
We play Maury, dude.
fuck.
Right here. We'll have him come through that door, and
Yes, please.
the crowd over here will be booing.
How much time we got? Oh, we still got 15. Yep.
You like this? So, just happened right before I got here.
Just I realized I put my fucking phone always underneath my nuts.
So do I.
I'm definitely gonna get something down there.
Definitely
Right?
gonna get ball cancer. I'm
Is
sure.
that why it's growing so bad? Yeah.
So my son,
Okay.
last day of school today before Christmas, and what they
Oh, they
had done-
got two. That's nice. You get 2 days. Okay.
something crazy they did, which I didn't like when it first came out, because they announced it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Hey, we're gonna do stockings for all the kids.
Okay.
So every kid just bring in 21 items
What?
to give out, and I'm like,
21. There's 21 kids in the class, right?
yeah. So I mean, you're either gonna get fucking candy or like a whole bunch of bullshit team of items, right?
Yeah.
So I get a text from Jen. Hey, do you have a second to talk?
Like, whoa.
And I was like, yeah, what's up? She's like,
You're like, kind of. I don't really.
Mason got a very interesting item in his.
Oh,
Yeah.
which was it?
Well, it was a huge sticker.
Okay.
Little PlayStation remote. Nothing crazy, but instead of it saying PlayStation, it says sex across the entire fucking front of it.
What?
Yeah.
So it's a sticker
It's a sticker about this big.
of a PlayStation controller.
And where it says PlayStation normally, it just says sex across the whole front of it. 3rd grade,
Did they
mind you.
not? No. What happened?
It's a very good question.
Oh, we don't have the answer.
We do not have the answer to this yet. This is ongoing. There's a whole mom group that I'm not a part
So
of, but there's a
21
conversation. There
is. Yeah. So somebody just like you, when they heard, they're like, "Okay, I'll show you fucking 21 of something I got."
Of course, it's at a Christian school as well. So
This makes it doubly bad. Wow.
I feel like there's gonna be new policies next year, and
Why does that even exist? Is that something that I'm not aware of? Like a sexy place?
like it's not even funny. Like
Yeah, what's
just
just
like-
what's the meaning of this?
it's just weird.
Was it a priest thing?
Was it a teacher gift?
I'm just trying to make this make sense. Well, and the reason why we laugh through shit like this is because it is fucking funny. We're not actually talking about reality, okay? And also, if we were, I'd probably still laugh because it's better than crying, all right? It's funny to talk about cryptic and morbid shit, okay?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, fuck.
If you don't get it, fuck off the cast.
So I was telling you I went to that party down the street, and on our last podcast we talked about the person at the door
Yeah.
and how I went chasing after him, right?
Yep.
Well, I'm pretty popular in the neighborhood now because everyone apparently has a Ring camera
Oh, so they have you running down the street
with just my boxers on.
and a gun,
Now, no, I didn't run.
Oh, yeah, you
I didn't run down the street with a gun.
allegedly. Yeah.
I did not run down the street with a gun. There's only one person going to get arrested, and it's going to be the guy in just the boxers and a gun. That's why I made that conscious decision of I'm not going to do that.
Except this run.
But I had an interesting print on my my boxers.
Okay.
It's Christmas time, and It just happens to say "Jingle My Balls" on the back.
Oh my
That
god!
everyone
On the
happens,
back?
That everyone happens to have a really good picture of. So I got a new nickname in the neighborhood, and it's Wonder Balls. So I came in. I didn't know this was a thing. And everyone's like, Wonder Balls is here. And I was like, oh, shit. So everyone has a nice picture of me in just my boxers. And
You didn't know it was a thing?
no, everyone was talking about it before we got there. And yeah, it's a thing.
I'm just checking that doorbell ring. It's just a package.
It's Amazon.
Jingle
Jingle my balls.
Jingle my balls. And how are their ring cameras positioned in a way where they can capture this so clearly?
I don't know.
I mean, I know they're getting 4K now, but
I don't know.
did Taylor take a picture and put it up on fucking you guesses which social media site?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get one of those pictures.
Wonder balls. All right, I'll make a shirt for you.
Yeah.
Cape. Boxers. Oh, what are we talking about here? And no more boxers, actually. Tidy whities.
Yeah. Yep.
We're going real tight.
Real tight.
So how many people are in your like neighborhood, like right
That
there?
went to that, probably like 10, 15 neighbors that went over.
Gotcha.
So it was a good amount.
Yeah, is this something that's an annual thing that happens? Or?
Yeah, they do a Christmas party there. We have a guy down the street that does like catering is his thing.
Oh, nice.
So he puts together like a fucking spread every year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
You have a smoker?
I do.
Use it?
Mhm.
How often?
In the summer, every other day.
Yeah.
Right now, Thanksgiving.
Is it
That was
propane, electric? Which kind of?
The electric, like pellet grill.
Okay. And it's not like a cabinet, like you can put multiple shit in, or is it just
No, it's more like a barbecue, like the Traeger.
Yeah, got you. I'm thinking about getting one. I like really soft meat.
Not myself.
He likes hard meat.
Tough meat.
When it's all chewy in your mouth. Well done. And if you guys don't watch the whole cast, which I know nobody does, it's a clipping world, you'll notice that as we get further along into the cast, we get a little bit looser. We get a little bit happier because we have the running contest of what is in our cups. This is not coffee.
It's not.
It's happy juice. It's fentanyl mixed with cocaine.
It's Cup of Joe's.
Well, hold on. Well,
Said what I said.
we're gonna start at OnlyFans and just sell that.
Oh, did you see the OnlyFans girl that slept with 100 people in one day and is going for the record of 1,000 in 24 hours?
Is the previous record 999?
Something close to that.
I did see. Why is she going for the? Because I saw the interview that she did, and she was very regretful of the whole situation.
Yeah, but now she's
over that.
she's over it and wanting to tenfold that.
There's this other lady too that does things where she'll go out to town or city and just put out a call, and you can 18-year-old kids can come up and fuck her. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem with it necessarily. These are all consenting adults. If they're wanting to do what they want to do, go ahead and do it. And what a better way to I don't know how they're
Give back to your community.
But people saying that she's like a predator, I don't know about that. If she's coming to a town and just saying, "Hey, if you'd like to come and have sex with me," if a dude did that, nobody would show up.
I mean, you can do it.
You can do it all you want. You're still not a predator.
I think everyone does do that. It just
We already do it. It's just known.
it's known. I'm a guy.
If you show up at their door, nobody calls us predator. Well, I guess not us in particular, but men in general. A lot of people call them predators, but that's not a predatory activity to me. Saying, "Hey, if you'd like to have sex with me, come have sex with me." But I guess a lot of people are like, "Well, she's messing up the youth." Like, how? They're just getting a little bit of pussy. Now, personally, even if I was single or whatever, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why the fuck would you? In my mind. But there's a lot of people that, maybe have never had sex before or have a very hard time having sex. And there's, as we know, 90% of the women go after 5% of the men in this world. So it's hard for them. And if there's a hot lady that's saying, hey, come have sex with me for free, and you have to be on camera, maybe you would, right?
Yeah. 1,000 is a little bit tougher. That's a tougher ask if you're like in the 500-600. Like,
Well, she said she only had to give like 2 to 3 minutes to each person too. That came in with 100. So how many you have to do 1,000? 20 seconds? You gotta do 20 seconds.
what's the number on that? All I know is if you're not first or second,
You're last.
imagine being 1,000.
Oh man, the dude that's waiting for the ice to get finished. We're just asking her up. You come ready? I don't know why that guy was from the South, but I know that he is.
It would look like she was in the corner of a boxing ring. Just
Okay, so 24 hours, right? But you're not gonna have fuck for 24 hours. Let's say you did. Let's give you that you did. You just went a whole day because you want to beat the record.
no, go first. Go first as if it's like a working day. Let's put in an 8-hour shift.
Let's go 12. Like you did a 12-hour like long day at work. All right, 12 hours. Oops. 12 hours divided by 1,000 people is 0.012 hours.
What does that equate to?
So
to seconds?
0.012 times 60. 0.012 times 60. Right? It's 77.72, so it's less than a minute.
It's definitely less than a minute for sure.
It's 72% of a minute. And what is considered
45
having
seconds.
sex? You're gonna jam it in a couple times and we're good? Or is there gonna be some completion happening?
Yeah, I mean,
Do they have to all come?
no way.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Unless you had them like primed and fluffed and like somebody's background just vigorously jerking dudes off. And they come in for the last couple pumps.
Yeah, I don't. Sex. What is sex?
I think it's just penetration, right? You just one time in is. Let's put it this way: if you were to put your dick in one time with a lady,
that fucks up my cheating numbers a lot. Just kidding.
have we heard of so?
Just kidding.
There was no pumps. This is a Utah thing. If you've heard of this, apparently they think that's not sex, where they'll just soak it in. So pickle your dick, if you will.
Have you heard like the guys that sit underneath the mattresses and kick it? So it's like, oh, you haven't heard? Oh, hang on. Okay.
Utah again? Are we talking? This is a Mormon.
It's the same thing. It's an addition to the soaking.
Okay.
They consider it an act of God if the bed is moving. So like any type of movement accidentally that's enforced on you.
So this is
like an earthquake.
This is a threesome, really.
Right, but one person's not getting anything other than kicking a fucking bed. Which, how good of a fucking friend are you if you're that guy? So they enlist a friend.
I guarantee that
bed's
dude's
for you.
jerking that shit in.
Can you do that if you're Mormon? I don't know.
Oh, that's a good question.
If you can't even have alcohol or
Well, I guess if you're on a bed,
zero
and
pumps.
somebody's kicking the bottom of me.
It's an act of God. They consider it.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you soak and then somebody kicks you in your ass into the bed. You're like, oh my God.
So really, you just moving your hips.
And then his girlfriend, the guy that was kicking butt, comes in, and you go to the kick butt situation. I get it. Okay. Is it like, have you heard of docking?
He's similar.
One person has to be uncircumcised for sure.
It's a collar action.
Think of a Chinese finger trap. Time we got.
That's where we wait.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Cup of Joe's. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment hateful shit underneath our videos. We love it. Appreciate you. For Cup of Joe's, head to the next one.